All right, and welcome back. Continuing to try to catch up to where I actually am, my son decided to come out and help buck some rivets. Had a lot of fun. This is the first time anyone has been inside the fuselage when it looks quasi like a plane part. So my son was pretty excited to be that first person, and so started to work with him, try to show him how to do the bucking and what it should look like and all that. So it was a lot of fun. He's 9 years old and really enjoyed getting into this. I've been trying to figure out ways to get him involved. It'd be nice to have the whole family have little bits and pieces of input to this plane. So I was really glad to be able to find something that he could help me with. Now what we're doing here is just bucking the bottom of the side skins to the bottom of the fuselage. And this is a part where I think I spoke to in the last video that I messed up when I created the lower longeron here, in that I didn't cut away the both pieces that you were supposed to. So again, make sure that while you're going through this process that you're really looking at the instructions, really looking at the diagrams, and that's the part that I missed is the diagram. I saw that it showed to cut away the upper flange, and it actually stated to actually cut away both the upper and lower, and I missed that part, so it made it very painful trying to fix. But anyway, moving on, now I'm starting to put the seat back rail together, and this is the piece that goes across the upper portion of the fuselage from side to side. Adds both some rigidity to the frame, obviously, and then provides that back for the top portion of the back of the seats. It's a matter of just putting some spacers together, and then it's these plastic, or not plastic, but these poly whatever, almost like a rubber stop, but you put a couple sets of those on, and then essentially there's a couple pieces that you have to kind of match drill and all that. Overall, not too difficult going through this whole portion here. But they do attach to the fuselage skins, you'll see here in just a minute, at a flange that you rivet to the top of the upper longeron. Now the problem that I've come into, and you'll see as I start bucking that flange into place, riveting that flange into place, is that this bar going across creates an issue when you're trying to buck a couple of the rivets, in that it's a very small, narrow gap to be able to get to the underside to where, so you can actually buck the rivet. And so I actually had to order a new bucking bar. It's similar to the one I've been using, where it's about 4 inches long. The one I have now, I think it's 4 inches long by 2 inches by 1 inch maybe. This one is 4 inches long, but it's only like 5/16 thick. Still, it's a tungsten bucking bar, so it still has some weight to it to be able to get an effective bucking in there, but it's narrow enough to fit in that gap. So just as a hint to those who are not quite to this point yet, you're going to need something narrow, preferably that 5/16 inch thick tungsten bucking bar. I think I got it from Aircraft Spruce or something like that, I forget. But you're going to need something thin to be able to fit into that gap. And so this is that flange I'm talking to, and it'll show it here in just a minute where it attaches right here. So as you're putting this in place, you have to match drill several of the pieces or several of the holes, and that's what I'm getting set up to do here. But again, on the back side of that vertical frame piece, and then once that bar is attached going across, it makes for a very narrow gap along the upper longeron there to be able to get to the bucking bars for the holes that I'm now drilling. Overall, though, once I got that established and was able to get that bucking bar that would fit, it went along pretty easily. I think there's only one piece now. Maybe I want to say it's that horizontal frame piece that goes aft from where I'm working, about midway up, there's a rivet that I can't quite reach, and I got to figure out how I'm going to get into. I need an angled rivet tool for 470. So now I'm trying to get everything put together. I've got my finishing kit and firewall forward kit. I think I just explained in a previous video. I was supposed to get those in about a week, but the second week of December. And unfortunately, they're, like many other things, they're back ordered. And so it's looking now that it should be closer to New Year's, either just before or just after the New Year's, which is fine because I've still got quite a bit of work to do, and I'd like to get this almost to the point where I'm ready to jump right into the next kit. Excuse me. That way I'm not sitting there with a lot of parts strung out everywhere. So to that point, here I'm working on the fuel line attach points. These are just some plastic pieces. They'll rivet with some pop rivets to the frame there. You'll form and create the fuel lines and then put them in their respective places here. And then there's another plastic piece that goes on the front end of it to hold everything in. So that's what I'm working on here. But trying to get the fuselage kit finished up. I'm at the point where I can attach the tail cone, but I'm trying to get everything put into the fuselage as easy of a fashion as I can. As far as get it where I have easy access now, rather than having to worry about supporting the whole tail and everything and all that kind of thing. So I'm kind of working a little bit out of order in that sense. But I've got a lot of things going. I've gotten quite a bit of progress, and again, trying to catch these videos up to where I actually am now. Other things going on. I just got back from Mexico. Went down to Cabo San Lucas and enjoyed the heck out of it. Here in Oregon, it's about 40s or 50s or so on a good day. Rainy as all hell. Down there in Cabo is nothing but blue skies and 90 degrees, and boy, I loved every bit of it. It was my wife and I's 20th anniversary, so we decided to actually take a vacation for once, and it was well earned and well deserved. So anyway, again, for those who continue to watch these videos, I do appreciate it. I'm going to try to get out another video here relatively soon that should hopefully catch everything up to where I am, and we'll get the progress caught up. So again, for those who have been watching these, I appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions, by all means, leave them down below. And for those who are new, welcome to the channel. Again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to chime in. I love talking to the community and interacting back and forth. So until next time, I appreciate you guys watching.